What's up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with another unboxing video. It's so good that after a long, hard day of being an essential worker and laborer in the field, as it were today, that you get home and you have a whole bunch of comics to open up. So, always a good way to unwind, bask in some of the winnings from the various auctions, because that's where all this stuff comes from, and just say, it's a lot easier than dealing with some people at work for certain. But hey, I'm blessed. I get to go to work. Some people don't get to have that. So it is definitely good to be able to say, hey, I got a job, unlike some people in today's world. So there we go. All right, so these were from somebody that I'm not going to mention his name, but I'm not going to buy anything from them anymore. They actually had these in boards and bags, but I have ordered something from them before, and the comics came unbagged, and they came in things like this, and so they swashed back and forth and stuck to the side of the tape and everything like that. And so I won't be ordering anything from them anymore. What makes it worse is that I pointed out that, and these were, this right here, this person sells on YouTube and Instagram. I had ordered some stuff from them off of Instagram, but this was off of YouTube. So maybe he treats his YouTube buyers better. I don't know. But I had contacted him when I got the book, and I said, this is not the book that I ordered. It's a copy of the same book. It is not the cover that I had requested. And he said, okay, well, I'll just give you $1 credit. Well, that assumes that I want to order something from you again. So I had contacted him and put out there that, hey, go ahead and mail my stuff and either take $1 off or do something else. He never contacted me back. That's because he had already obviously mailed my stuff. And ironically enough, and I guess this shows that what goes around comes around, because he put on Instagram that oh, hey, I got this stuff from this guy supposedly about these masks, and this person, I just want y'all to know that this person ripped me off. Well, hey, buddy, what goes around comes around. Just saying. And all it cost me was $1, and I still had the comic, versus he didn't get his stuff. So these are Amazing Spider-Man 315, which is technically, I think, the second cover appearance of Venom, because it's right there. And then also Amazing Spider-Man 317. Now, one of these I think I've got a home for. So what I decided to do is kind of refine, and I've talked about this in several of my last videos, but kind of refine my collecting to focus, to use those comic funds to focus on bigger books, completing certain runs, so on and so forth. And so Spider-Man, unfortunately, not that I don't like Spider-Man, his humor is much like mine, or I guess since he came before me, my humor is much like his. Either case, much like that in the case of our humor. However, I said, I like Spider-Man, but I don't know that I want to collect Spider-Man. And so, predominantly I have focused on X-Men and X-Men related titles and Valiant comics and Batman. Those are my big three, which with Valiant, mostly the 90s era stuff. So I've gotten most of that stuff now. So that's kind of coming to an end. And my Uncanny X-Men, I have the entire volume 1. So I'm doing some filler stuff, getting a direct edition where I only had a newsstand or vice versa. I just bought a Wizard edition of one comic I had the regular direct edition for. So, I'm doing things like that, and I'll probably upgrade some here and there. But for the most part, that's done. So kind of starting to focus a little on Batman. I still find myself to be in large part a run collector. Not everybody's that way. Some people just like big keys. It's just, to me, I don't buy comics to purposely flip. I sometimes will flip, but I don't purposely buy them for that reason. For those who do, I don't, it's no shame in your game, really, but Just me personally, I buy them to hold, so I don't typically buy multiple copies of something, for the thought that, hey, one day I'll get rid of one of them. Maybe I should. I don't know. But I found that my collecting continues to evolve, and maybe yours does as well. If it does, or if it doesn't, leave a comment down below in the description. Before I go any further, I do want to encourage you, if you have not already done so, to smash that like button and also subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so that when videos like this and others are dropped, that you're the first one or some of the first ones to know about it. Now, the next box here is from a guy. As soon as I ended up buying stuff, and this is the way it happens every single time, as soon as I buy stuff, I go back on their auction on YouTube and end up buying some more stuff. So I know he likes it. But this is from Hack79. If you haven't checked him out, check him out. He will drop a YouTube video on his YouTube channel talking about the comics that he's going to be selling in that next week. He does this on Sundays. So if you hit him up on Instagram, he will give you the prices, and if you want, you can go ahead and snatch them up, and you got to risk either not getting them or waiting up late, because he typically will sell with Z Collects, which Z Collects is another channel. Be sure to check out if you don't do so already. And they have late night auctions, and so you find yourself starting at 10 and ending at 3, Central Time. And so that can be kind of late. Not everybody likes that. So, doing it that way, you can see what he's got ahead of time. So I was running low on bubble wrap, so it's good I got a whole new stack of it. And I've been hitting him up. He's been selling a lot of Batman lately. He is a Batman collector himself. So I don't think that he's selling his PC stuff. I think he just had extras or picked him up at the place that he picks up his stuff at. And has therefore been able to pass the deals along, so to speak. But you can see it's quite the bit of books there. And like I said, most of them are going to be Batman. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Okay. First up, we got Robin #2. The Joker is Wild. 90s gimmick covers. Hologram. I remember when these came out. Got a perfect color right there. These were kind of cool. I didn't really collect them back then because mainly I was focusing on Marvel, but I really dig Joker covers now. And so I saw that and picked that up on the cheap. And because on my Batman collecting, basically I stick with the main title, Batman. I do collect Red Hood as well because everybody knows he's the best Robin, right? Anyway, and the White Knight, I got that stuff, but in large part just the Batman title. But this is the Batman and Robin title, but this is Death in the Family. This is the Joker mask cover. So again, bought it for strictly a cover buy. Batman 347, some age-old Batman. We got Batman 362. Riddle me this. Who says crime doesn't pay? Batman says, I do. Depending on who your Batman is as to whether or not he says it that way, right? And is this the end of The Batman? This is from 1985. This is Batman 380. Spoiler alert, it is not the end of Batman. He has come many issues since then. Looks like Robin and some girls tied up there, and Batman's having it out. Batman, and one shall surely die. Well, it's not Batman. This is Batman 390. So yeah, newsstand. Then we got Batman 397. Little Two-Face cover. I don't think this is the first print. I think this is like the 4th print or something like that. Then we got Batman 416. This is the first meeting of Jason Todd and Dick Grayson. Jason Todd being in the Robin costume. Then we got Batman 424. Jason Todd being little naughty boy, dropping the guy off the sim. Picked this up. Marvel Comics presents Wolverine #1. This is a Walt Simonson classic cover there. Then we got Batman 361. Madness means the man bad. The Batman versus the man bad. And we got Batman 412. Introducing the mime. Or as some speculate, punchline. Who knows? And we got Batman 486. Metalhead. Seems like Metalhead is Azrael. Yeah, I read this back in the day. Seems like some kind of connection there. Batman 479. Got some bad looking blonde chick on the front cover wants to whoop somebody. And here's a key. We got Batman 408. This is when they retcon Jason Todd's origin story. So originally he was much the same as what Dick Grayson was, meaning that his parents died. What's the odds of that? Batman shows up at a circus and parents die. I mean, you would think that Bruce Wayne, what's the common denominator here? But anyway, so that's kind of how he started out. And then after, I think, Crisis of Infinite Earths, they kind of retconned that to where he was kind of a kid of a drug head and didn't really know his mom. And, you know, Batman caught him lifting the wheels off the Batmobile one night, and that's kind of how he came to be. So we got Batman 278 going a little further back there. Batman. Then we got Batman 289, the spine-chilling shocker, sign of the skull. Ooh, bum, bum, bum. Okay. Then we got Amazing Spider-Man. You know, and I just told you this, but Amazing Spider-Man 307. A little McFarlane action there. Then we got Amazing Spider-Man 374. So like I said, I was kind of picking these ASMs up because I was kind of thinking, man, I'm going to kind of make a run at, I'm making a run of Amazing Spider-Man, and just like, you know, there's an awful lot of keys in Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, especially when you get like to the 100 and lower number, especially you think about #1. There's a lot of keys involved in that. And so I got to thinking, you know, does it give me, or will it give me gratitude to have those in my collection? Or could I say, yeah, I'll take it or leave it? Because, you know, when I completed my Valiant sets, or when I completed my X-Men sets, I'm like, hey, I feel like I've accomplished something, you know, and I really don't want to let them go out of my collection. Whereas the Spider-Mans, I'm like, you know, if I sell it, I sell it, it's fine. So I have found myself selling some of my ASMs and giving some people some good deals. If you're looking for, you're watching this video and you're looking for any in particular, hit me up on IG, and we can discuss if I have one that you need. Amazing Spider-Man 247. And then we got Deceased. I have noticed this negative variant like an awful lot, which I had Deceased one. I've actually got a couple copies, different covers, but couple copies. And this is the negative variant. Again, it's a cover, strictly a cover buy. I think like these have abounded in the torpedo boxes and the torpedo boxes, and I know what those are. That Spider-Man boost, but in particular torpedo boxes. So interestingly enough, I've got Spider-Man booth, my first 2 Spider-Man booth boxes coming in, and I'll be doing an unboxing video on that, so be sure to check that out. But they're supposed to be coming in tomorrow, so we'll see what I think. Maybe I'll win a GP. Maybe not. I don't know. This would be my first ones that I bought, because the other ones that I bought, I requested a refund because they took so long. And I was kind of wondering whether or not I should do it on this, and then decided to just hold on a little bit. Okay. Now this has got to be a first. And then you see that this is a slab. So I'm going to cover the back cover so you don't see that. But check that out. Pool noodles. I haven't thought about that. So this one is a slab, as you noticed. And I had noticed this book on eBay. I actually had noticed one on IG, and it got me to thinking about it. And I said, why don't I compare some prices on eBay to see whether or not this one on IG is a good deal. The one on IG was signed by two people. Let me get this thing out, and then that way I don't spoil what this one is. So, all right, so we got New Mutants 87. Not a strange book to anybody. It's a 9.4 newsstand. And you'll notice this yellow label up here. So this is because it is signed by Fabian Nicieza, the writer, Louise Simonson, and Rob Liefeld. So this book's got an awful lot going for it. It is the first full appearance of Cable, first full appearance of Strife, and a lot of the Mutant Liberation Front. It is a newsstand. It's got 3 different signatures on it. Just a really, really cool book to add to the PC. So on IG, they had one that was a 9.0, so a little bit lower grade, and it was signed by Todd McFarlane and Rob Liefeld. So I would have liked to have had a McFarlane signature. He's one that I do not have yet. But they wanted more than what I ended up giving for this one. So I sent the first offer, and I think I insulted the seller. And so I sent a message back, said, hey, look, I really didn't mean to insult you. I just wanted to get the conversation started regarding if you would take less than what, was there. Here's another offer. And they accepted it. So still paid less than what they originally had listed it for. And then the other one was a direct edition. So I already have a direct edition in my PC. That is not signed, but it is slab by CGC. It's a 9.6. So a little bit higher, but this one is got 3 signatures and it's a newsstand. So that's why this one won out in the end over the one that was on IG that got me to thinking about adding another one to my PC. So although I do not submit books to CBCS for reasons I have outlined plenty of times before, the one good thing about CBCS is that you can either scan this code or enter this code on their website and find out what it was that they found on this book that caused them to grade it at what they graded it for. It says white pages, and I see a couple of ticks on the side there. I hear that CBCS actually grades a little tougher than CGC even sometimes. I don't know, but pretty cool. So I kind of wondered, because they got the yellow label, did they submit it and didn't get it pressed? I see some non-color breaking on the back. So, I wonder if I could submit it to CBCS and say, hey, press this for me and let me see what happens. Huh. Cool. So, as you know, I'm a Cable fan, and so I'm glad to add that to my PC. And I know which one this one is. Ironically enough, on this one right here, dang, gum, this thing's heavy. I didn't think I had anything but one book in here. As heavy as this joker is. So, ironically enough, this particular book, I ended up going on the auction, and it was a bunch of books that I ended up getting. Some of them were Valiant, go figure, right? And they had one of these in there, and I'm like, of course. Lock this box up tighter than Fort Knox. Hey, I'd rather complain about that than have one that got just damaged or destroyed, huh? Whoa. Okay. check this out because this particular seller, he's on several channels. He's on several channels and selling on auctions and stuff like that. And you'll see him in the chats. He's picking up books somewhere else. I picked up this slab from him, and that is all I picked up. But I noticed that there was that box was awful heavy to be nothing but a slab. And now I see, wow, there's a bunch of books in here. So I hope that he did not accidentally send these to me because I did not pay for them. But I hope they're just A-OKs because if they are, awesome. I mean, that's... Well, let me show you the goodies with you. Okay, so first off, this is the one that I bought that I ended up getting. And you'll notice the deal. This is Wildcats #1. It's a 9.4. If you're just looking at that, you're like, it's a Wildcats. It's an Image 1. They printed a bazillion of these things back in the day. What makes it different is that it's a newsstand. And because it was a newsstand, it's hard for them to get decent grades on these things. There's a couple of ticks on the back. That's generally what dings these things. No pun intended. But yeah, so he ended up getting a raw copy of it too. Oh well, I'm a Jim Lee fan, so I'm cool with it. I mean, I didn't pay all that much for that. So I'm gonna have to reach out to him and find. Ironically, I just sold a copy of that book. And find out if he meant to throw these in there or if he did that by accident before I start wheeling and dealing and either selling them or put them in my PC. One of the two. All right, let me get some of this stuff cleaned up. Hopefully everybody's staying good, healthy, and safe out there, having a good time, reading some comics, despite circumstances. So, yeah, so I'm going to show them to you because I got them, but I'm going to have to reach out to him and find out, did he mean to send them to me? So, Unbelievable Gwenpool, #1. Gwenpool Wackiness. Gambit, #1, which ironically I already got, but I just bought another copy from a seller, but I didn't pay for but $1 for it, and then this one's for free, so I'm not gonna complain. Future Foundation, #1. This looks like Power Pack Junior. Fearless, #1. If you like the ladies. Different cover of Fearless, #1. Never even heard of this. Huh. Then we got Fearless #2. Got a little storm action on the front there. And got an age-old classic, Generation X and all its chromium goodness, #1. #1. So, like this book right here, people got a bazillion copies of these things. It's not a newsstand, so I'm inclined to think, okay, we'll just do it in there. But a lot of these other books, I'm like, I wonder if he meant to do that. Marvel Action Spider-Man #1. Witchblade 17. Funny, I just sold a copy of this. Iron Man Enter the Mandarin, 1 of 6. 2 of 6. And Secret Wars, the Black Panther, the Secret Shield. This is the Battle World variant. Looks like the old Secret Wars toys from back in the 80s. These always like trip you out. It's like, whoa, it's like it looks flat, but it shouldn't be flat. It really messes with your mind visually. At least it does with mine. Might be too easy to mess with my mind. Anyway, The Highwayman #1. Never heard of that before. Image title. Then we got Mystery Society issue #1 from IDW Publishing. Maybe neat. Avengers West Coast 55. Then we got Marvel Comics Presents Wolverine and Ghost Rider, number 71. Then we got Marvel Superheroes, Secret Wars, Thor, and Her Secret Shield. So same thing as the Black Panther there, except it's the female version of Thor. Then we got Black Panther, number 12, the variant edition. We got Spider-Man, I'm assuming this is Miles Morales, Venomized Villains, number 20. Then we got Robbie Ree's Ghost Rider, number 5. This must be a Venomized version because you got a little Venom action going on the cover there. And then we got Gwenpool 13, Venomized. Deadpool Back in Black. All of a sudden, the AC/DC song was going off in my head. Number 1, the variant edition. So I've seen this in a couple different places. I don't know anything else about it except it's a pretty cool looking cover. Tyler Kirkham done it. I thought so, but yeah, that's him. Black and white cover. Deadpool, Venom. It's got to be zany. It's got to be cool. So that one is probably a keeper. But yeah, I'm going to reach out to him and find out whether or not he meant to do that or not before I do whatever I'm going to do with them. And then we'll kind of go from there. But I really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule, whether it's busy or whether it's not, to watch this video and share in some of my collecting habits. Feel free to share your comments down below and as to what you were collecting or kind of doing and looking after, going after. Like I mentioned before, if you're looking for ASM, Web of Spider-Man, any Spidey related titles, and curious as to whether or not I can help you, hit me up on IG and the same name, Southern Comic Geek, and I'll see what I can do. So everybody stay safe out there. Until next time, keep reading and keep collecting. Adios.